Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little bit of like a mid-year reading wrap-up as a slow reader. I'm such a slow reader. I get distracted. It takes me a minute to comprehend things, so I wanted to do like a really realistic mid-year wrap-up of what I've read so far in 2025. I did want to say that I didn't start like fully getting invested into reading until about March. So that is reflective of like from March to July mainly. So more like a 3-month reading wrap up, I guess. And yeah, let's just get right into it. First thing that I finished this year, this was kind of a combination of the end of last year, beginning of this year. It was A Court of Mist and Fury. I still have not completed the ACOTAR series, but let me just tell you, this book is gonna be hard to top. I think this is everybody's favorite in the ACOTAR series. I am not quite sure how it's gonna get topped because it was phenomenal. It's my favorite so far that I've read in A Court of Thorns and Roses. But this is the second book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I don't even know what all to say about it because I feel like if you know, you know. And I feel like most people have read this book or this series now. And if you haven't, highly recommend. I rated this 4.75 stars, okay? In the moment, I think I was like getting 5-star feelings, but after like sitting on it and knowing what it's about and what's in it and everything like that, I think I would give it 4.75 stars. Sarah J. Maas is just like a phenomenal writer, and I don't know, her writing style is just so captivating with the stories that she tells, especially in this whole series. Like, I find myself when I start one of these books not being able to do literally, oh my gosh, Lily just scared me. I thought there was like a bug on my arm. I find myself not being able to do like literally anything else when I start one of these books just because they're so captivating and like I just want to sit in that moment with these characters. I literally feel like I'm in Valeris in this book. Like I feel like I'm in their townhouse. I feel like I am sitting at the kitchen table with all of these characters. It's just a phenomenal book. So yes, this was my first completed read of 2025. I read this, I think, from like January to March. I literally this was like the only thing I read at that time. Again, before I really got into a lot of reading, but 4.75 stars. Second book that I completed in 2025. I'm not gonna lie, I have about 60 pages left of this, but I'm gonna include it on here because I feel like I should. It's just the third book in the ACOTAR series. I have about this much left in it, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think in the moment reading it a little bit more than A Court of Mist and Fury because it took me like so long to read this. Like, I started this last summer and didn't finish it until February or March this year. So maybe I just need to reread it in one sitting now that I like know my pace in reading and like actually enjoy reading. I need to like reread it because I want to like thoroughly enjoy this book. But this one, I again have like 60 pages left, maybe closer to 80. This one is the third book in the ACOTAR series, A Court of Wings and Ruin. The character development in this book was insane. Not just Rhysand and Feyre. I really still don't know how to pronounce their names correctly. I feel like everybody says them differently. But even like Nesta and Cassian and all of these like the side story characters like that are all involved in this story, all of their character development in this book is phenomenally done. I did not DNF this, by the way. Like, I'm gonna finish it. I've just read multiple books since I've put my eyes on a page in this book, so there's that. I need to just finish it. Like, I need to just sit down and like finish this today. But I feel like the way that she set the story up to continue being built in this ACOTAR world was done the best in this book out of the 3 that I have read. I think the first book set up the storyline for the female main character the best, and I think the second book set up the storyline for the male main character best, and then this one I feel like just ties everything together. If you don't know what ACOTAR is, it's a romantasy, and I feel like if you don't know what it is, you're kind of living under a rock because everybody's talking about it, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Like, truthfully, I feel like everybody knows what it is. I need an ACOTAR TV show or movie or something. I want to live in this world, like, forever. Like, I could live reading these books for so long. Like, I'm getting the same feelings reading the ACOTAR series that I did when I read Harry Potter, and if you know, you know. Next read of 2025, this book broke me, okay? This was the first book I read after I was like, oh my gosh, I love reading. If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I literally read this in 2 days, okay? It had me like every chapter, okay, I literally don't even know where to start. The chapters are short, so it kept me really entertained as someone who struggles to comprehend quickly in a book, like reading a book. The short chapters for me are what do it. Like I feel like I can pay more attention when the chapters are short, if that makes sense. In this book, we're following Autumn and Finn, and they've been been neighbors and best friends since they were like little kids. Their moms are best friends, so naturally they are best friends. Finn is like this popular kid who plays, I think soccer is what the sport was, and Autumn's like the weird misfit, like nobody understands me type of girl. And it's kind of a romance. It follows them all throughout their like high school years, and we get to see like Autumn's relationships, Finney's relationships, and how these relationships affect who they are as like a person. And we just dive really deep into their, I don't want to say trauma, but like into their past and into their family lives and how that just affects their whole lives, especially at school, and the relationship that they have with each other. I'm not gonna lie, the ending literally like tore me to pieces, okay? Like I was thinking about this book for a very long time after. I haven't thought about it recently, but after I finished reading this, like I didn't want to pick up another book because I was literally sitting in this ending and I was like, what did I just read? But I rated this on my channel. This was like the first reading video that I posted, and I think I rated it 5 stars. But again, looking back, I think I was just too excited to like be into reading again. I think I would give this maybe 4.5 stars. Yeah, I'll say 4.5 stars. There's also a sequel to this that I want to read. It's called If Only I Had Told Her. If He Had Been With Me is Autumn's point of view of the story of everything that happened, and If I Had Told Her is Finn's point of view of everything that happened. So it's like the same story from a different lens. So I really want to read this. I haven't read it yet, but that is on my TBR. My next read of 2025 was my first Emily Henry book, actually, and it was good. Can you guess what it is? Blech. Can't talk. Can you guess what it is? I read Beach Read by Emily Henry. The second day that I had this book, look what happened to it. Like, it broke. It literally just like fell apart, but it's fine. So like after I got past these pages, I just didn't have it in the book. So I was like, that's just too hard. I'm not gonna lie, I had really high expectations for this book. Okay, I only hear good things about Emily Henry. All the YouTubers that I watched like love Emily Henry, except for a couple. I don't get the Emily Henry slander, I really don't, but I will say I expected a lot out of this book, and I think I had my expectations too high, because after reading this, I was like, you know, it was just a book, you know, it was just a little romance. It was a little summer romance. In this book, we're following Augustus Everett and January Andrews, and they're both writers. He writes literary fiction and she writes like romance books. And for the summer, they're living in neighboring beach houses, like trying to write stories, trying to have like a creative summer for their writing careers. On the back, it says, one thing leads to another, and they strike a deal designed to force them out of their creative ruts. Augustus will spend the summer writing something happy, and January will pen the next great American novel. So they strike a deal to write the opposite person's genres to try and get them like out of their comfort zone in their writing careers. And a romance blooms along the way. It's just a little summer beachy little romance. I don't remember what I rated this on my channel. I don't even know if I reviewed this because I was so excited, and I felt a little bit let down, I won't lie, but that doesn't speak to her other books. Again, this is the only Emily Henry book that I have completed, okay? So don't get mad at me. I have not thought about this book once since I put it down. Like, I see it on my shelf, but like I don't sit down and be like, oh my gosh, Augustus in January. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think about it. I think I would give this 3 stars. Next book of 2025 is The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. Again, don't know how to say her name. I've reviewed this on my channel before. I think I gave it 4.5 stars if I'm not mistaken. Actually, let me look at my Goodreads and see what I actually rated these books, because I don't really remember. I should have been doing that from the beginning, sorry. Okay, I rated The Ministry of Time 4 stars. I'm gonna go through the rest and tell you what I rated them. I rated Beach Read 4 stars, but I'm gonna change that to 3 stars now after marinating in it. Again, at the time I rated this 5 stars. Again, I just think I was too excited to like read this book. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. So I'm gonna change my rating on Goodreads to 4 stars instead of 5. Also, as you grow and like understand your taste in books and what you like to read, I feel like looking back on old ratings is hard because you're like, I wouldn't like that now, or I would rate that differently now, or you know what I mean? I'm not rating this yet until I finish it. Again, I just had to include it in this video. I rated this 5 stars on Goodreads. I think I might leave this one because this, like, reading it was fun. Reading it was like a journey and I was fully invested, but I just want to reread it and get the full experience. So yeah, 5 stars. Okay, back to The Ministry of Time. I'm going to talk about this one because what a whirlwind this book took me on. I talked about it in one of my other videos, but like I almost DNF'd this book like 5 or 6 times, okay? The first 90 pages, bored. I was so bored. We're following Graham Gore in this, and our unnamed female main character, who's the narrator of the story. Our female main character works for the the Ministry, which is the British government of this story. We're following Graham Gore, who was a commander in 1847, and in this story they're gathering expats from the past and bringing them to the future to see if their bodies can live, basically is what it is. Like, see how their body reacts to time travel, see how their mind reacts to time travel, how they take on everything that's going on around them, like technology advances and, you know, everything that would go along with time travel. I will say, I think I rated this 4 stars. Yeah, I think I said 4 stars. But like at the beginning of this book, like in the first 90 to 100 pages, I was straight up just like, I don't like it. Like, I just didn't like it. If you get through those first 90 pages, like, I promise it's worth reading because this challenged me in a new way. Like, I did not expect anything out of this book. I don't know what I expected when I went into reading this, but it's not what I expected. I also thought that it was going to be a little bit more of a romance because I heard from other YouTubers' channels that it was kind of a little bit of a romance, so I was just expecting more of a romance. It's really just like a side story in this book. It's really just a side story in this book, which is fine. I just wasn't expecting that, so it kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. The plot twist in this though was actually crazy. I did not see it coming at all. I did not see the plot, like the main plot twist coming whatsoever. And yeah, it was a fun time after those 90 pages. Like, it was a fun time reading it. So 4 stars for the Ministry of Time. Again, I know I rated this 5 stars when I read it, but I just changed the rating down to 4 stars just with everything, you know, I've already explained it. So I'm gonna say my first 5-star read of this year. Drum roll please. One Golden Summer by Charlie Fortune. I cannot stop thinking about Charlie. Talk about a male main character. I literally can't stop thinking about Charlie. I just want more of this story. I want this to be a movie more than any other book that I've ever read in my entire life. In this book, we're following Alice Everly and Charlie Florrick. Alice is a photographer in this, and she goes back to this lake beach house situation, I think in Michigan, where she discovered her love for her career for photography. And there's this picture of this little yellow speedboat that she takes like when she was like 19 or something, and that's the photo that like made her realize that she loves photographing people or photographing anything. And the way that this story just unfolded was truly beautiful because Charlie is just one of those characters that you like him from the jump, like, and that's not very common with a lot of male main characters in books, I feel like, especially when it is a romance. From the jump, Charlie is just like so flirtatious, so funny, so quirky, so silly. For a romance book, Charlie is my favorite male lead, okay? Alice takes her grandmother to this cabin to get her away from the hustle and bustle of, I think, Toronto or something. Her grandmother just had surgery, so she was trying to get her away and just like relax, have a little fun summer at the beach. And the way that Charlie treats her grandmother too, like, he just keeps showing up. Like, he keeps showing up for them and for her, and it's just a wonderful story. Seeing their romance bloom was like my favorite thing that I've read in a long time, okay? And I'm a sucker for a good summer romance, so if you want a good summer romance, I could not recommend this enough, dude. It's literally so good. I don't want to say anything else about this book because I don't want to give it away. Like, I want you to go into reading this like fully excited to read it because you should be. Thank you, Carly Fortune. I love you, Carly Fortune. Mwah, mwah, mwah. 5 stars. Okay, the next book that I read was on my Kindle. I think I already like undownloaded it though. I read The Summer I Turned Pretty. I did not enjoy that book. Don't kill me, don't shoot me now, but I really just did not like that book. I've watched the show. I'm ready for the new season to come out. I loved the show. I thought the show was so fun, the way that they did it, but the book, I did not like Belly at all in the book. She was annoying to me. I honestly almost DNF'd it, but I didn't because it was just an easy read and I was like, I can get through this fast. Let's see what I rated it. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. That's pretty generous even, I think, like looking back now. Also, like, read this on the beach, so like I had really high expectations to like love this book. I also watched the show before I read the book, so I thought that like I was gonna be like, oh my gosh, the book's gonna be so much better. No. I just genuinely didn't like it. I felt like I was reading like a 13-year-old's diary. I don't know what it is about that book. I don't know what it was. I don't even like want to talk about it. It just genuinely like did not sit with me. I don't know. Those are all of my completed reads for 2025, but I wanted to go over what I'm reading now before I end this video. While I was at the beach, I finished The Summer I Turned Pretty, and then I started Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've heard so many good things about this book. Again, Emily Henry, I've only read Beach Read by her, so I have high expectations also for this. But the storyline for this sounds so much more like something that I would like versus Beach Read, reminding me a lot of New Girl, and that's like one of my favorite shows. I've probably watched New Girl like 28 times. I can quote literally every episode, but that's beside the point. In this story, we're following Daphne and Miles. Daphne is engaged to be married to Peter, but Miles's girlfriend or fiance, I don't know if they're engaged. But her name is Petra, and Petra and Peter are best friends from childhood, okay? Daphne and Peter are about to get married, and then Petra like declares her love for Peter, and then Peter breaks up with Daphne, leaving her like without a partner, you know, whatever, and Petra also leaving Miles without a partner. Long story short, Miles and Daphne end up moving in together as roommates and becoming best friends, and that's all I'm gonna say about this one because I haven't finished it yet. So I'm on page 136 out of 387 in Funny Story, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't know if I'm getting 5-star feelings, but definitely higher 4s, I would think. I'm liking the story a lot more than I did in Beach Read. It's a lot easier for me to pay attention to. I just haven't picked it up since I got home from the beach like a week or 2 weeks ago because I've been reading another book. I'm reading this one on my Kindle. I am loving this, okay? I'm getting 5-star feelings from this one. We'll see where that takes us, so I'm not quite sure. But I'm reading The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. This book, y'all, it is captivating as crap, okay? It is fully like got my attention. I'm like taking my Kindle everywhere with me. Anytime I can get a chapter in or even a page in, I'm just like, literally, what's going on in this story? I can't really figure it out. It's more of a psychological thriller than it is a romance, but there is like romance side plot to it. We're following Sarah Morgan and Adam Morgan, I think. I don't even know his last name. Sarah and Adam is who we're following, but Adam gets accused of murdering his mistress at their cabin that they own. Sarah and Adam own a cabin like somewhere outside of DC. Sarah's like a big shot lawyer in Washington DC, and yeah, Adam like has a mistress that he goes to see at this cabin like all the time, like literally all the time. Sarah doesn't know that he's sleeping with somebody else, and the night that he goes back to meet Sarah back at their home in DC, he leaves Kelly, who the mistress is, at their cabin. The next morning she's found like brutally murdered with like 37 stab wounds or something like that. Adam is the prime suspect for this murder. He was the last person with her. He like left a note on the counter for her too, which was kind of like damning for him, if that makes sense, just for lack of better words. Like it just didn't make his case look good at all. In the part that I'm reading right now, Adam is convinced that it is her husband, I think his name's Scott Stevens, who murdered her because he was abusive to her. Long story short, I'm not gonna give away any other details, but this story like has me fully hooked, okay? It's so good. I'm getting 5-star feelings once again. I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a few ideas in my head about what the plot twists might be. If you haven't read the book, I don't want to give those away. I am dual reading. I'm reading Funny Story and Perfect Marriage, so we'll see what I finish first. It'll probably be The Perfect Marriage just because I'm more into it right now, and I've only been reading romance books, I feel like, so I wanted to kind of like step away from that and dive into like a psychological thriller. Well, anyways, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Again, I know there's not a lot of books compared to a lot of other booktubers who have already read like over 50 books this year, but I have a lot of stuff going on. I have a job. Like I can't read all the time, but I genuinely enjoy making these. So if you want to see more book content, let me know what type of videos you want to see. And yeah, thanks for coming to my mid-year wrap up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mwah.